Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be looking at the basics of neural networks and deep learning. Throughout the video, we will cover what neural network is and what deep learning is. And towards the end of this video, we'll be trying to cover a brief description of a simple neural network. So let's get started. So the first thing that we need to know is what is a neural network. The name neural network is inspired by a biological term, neuron. We all know that in our brains there are a lot of neurons which work together to give us logic. So in simple terms, we can say that artificial neural network is basically a network of neurons, that means artificial neurons. And the aim of a neural network model is to mimic the behavior of biological neuron. That means artificial neural networks want to behave similar to that of biological neuron. And this is what is the main goal of AI models. They try to mimic the behavior of humans. Most of us might be familiar with the term called machine learning. Neural network is a subset or is a subpart of machine learning. Now come to the second part, that what is deep learning? Deep learning is simply a neural network but with three or more number of layers of neurons. That means any neural network which has more than three layers of neurons can be considered as a deep learning model. Neural network is a subset of machine learning which I have mentioned earlier, and deep learning is a subset of neural network. So it is shown in the diagram below. Neural network with just one layer of neuron will not be as accurate as a neural network with 4 or 5 layers of neurons. That means the more number of layers a model has, it tends to perform better. Now, this picture shows a simple neural network with only 4 layers of neurons. In all cases, the first layer is considered to be the input layer and the final layer is considered to be the output layer. And the layers in between the first layer and the last layer, that means the input layer and the output layer, are called hidden layers. So, if we have a neural network model with 8 layers of neurons, in that case, the first layer is the input and the final layer is the output layer, and the remaining layers between them are called hidden layers. So this is a simple neuron which is taking 3 inputs and producing an output. In this image, it shows the inputs are x1, x2, and x3 respectively. And from these 3 inputs, it produces an output, let's say y. In real life, we can think about it of 3 factors on which the output depends on. Let's take an example. For example, I will go to universities if the weather is good, if my health is good, and if the condition of road is also good. That means me going to the university depends on 3 factors. One is health, another is road condition, and another is weather. So these 3 factors can be considered as x1, x2, and x3, and depending on these 3 factors and followed by some calculations, an output y is produced. A simple neural network equation is given y equals to summation of wx plus b, where x is the input and w is called weight and b is called bias. W and b together are called parameters or learnable or trainable parameters. W basically shows the effect of each factor on the output. That means in this case, we'll have three W's, W1, W2, and W3 respectively. If the value of W1 is the greatest of all three, then factor x1 will have more impact on the produced output. Thank you, everyone.